House of the Dragon is finally over after several time jumps, political intrigues, and yes, hordes of dragons. But the season finale sees the drama reach new heights as Rhaenyra Targaryen, Emma D'Arcy, must come to terms with the fact that her former friend, Alicent Hightower, Olivia Cook, usurped the Iron Throne and installed her son, Aegon Targaryen, Tom Glencairn, as king. And as Rhaenyra deals with her dangerous new situation, she must also deal with her own husband, Daemon Targaryen, Matt Smith. The impulsive prince reacts violently when Rhaenyra points out that her brother, Viserys Targaryen, Paddy Considine, doesn't even trust him enough to tell him about the A Song of Ice and Fire prophecy or get the crown back. There's been a lot of talk about Rhaenyra being smothered by her husband, with showrunner Ryan Condal recently explaining that the news made Daemon snap. In today's video, we're going to tell you why Daemon chokes Rhaenyra. But before that, if you're new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button for more entertaining videos and press the bell icon to get the latest video updates every time we drop something new. House of the Dragon Season 1 came to an end after an unexpected death, with Emma D'Arcy's Rhaenyra ready to declare war, thus giving birth to the Dance with Dragons. Season 2 is gonna be quite the war, as fans can understand Rhaenyra's expressions, eerily similar to Daenerys' in Game of Thrones Season 8, before she decimated King's Landing. Season 1 of House of the Dragon saw many character developments, including the most positive being from Matt Smith's Daemon, the brother of King Viserys I. He still loses his temper, but saves the hot-headedness for special occasions. In the finale, there's a particular scene where Daemon and Rhaenyra have a rift, and he holds her by the neck after hearing about the prophecy that Viserys told her and not him. Ryan Condal, executive producer of the HBO show, explained to Variety the reason behind the scene. It's a moment that I think is surprising and shocking for Daemon as a character, but I also think it's one of those things that's been set up over the course of the entire season. Daemon, while an incredibly charismatic and deeply interesting complex character, I think, he's also capable of great darkness, Condal said. House of the Dragon Episode 10 not only serves as the finale of the show's first season, but also the beginning of the Dance of the Dragons, the civil war that will grip Westeros for years to come. In the tragic war to come, family will turn against family, and in the end, the world will have fewer Targaryens and fewer dragons. Season 1 of this series chronicled the events leading up to the war and focused on several of the key players, including Rhaenyra Targaryen, Emma D'Arcy, Millie Alcock, the heir to the Iron Throne, and her uncle and eventual husband, Daemon Targaryen, Matt Smith. While Daemon and Rhaenyra have been hanging around for some time, the ending revealed a darker, more toxic side to their relationship when, arguing over how to proceed against Aegon II, Tom Glencairn, Daemon smothers Rhaenyra to get his point across. To some viewers, this may seem like a betrayal of a character many have called their favorite, but the episode and the season as a whole tell us why Daemon reacted the way he did. Since his first introduction, Daemon has always been associated with chaotic energy. Our introduction to him in the first episode involved him going through the city and cutting off hands and genitals of criminals to prepare for the tourney, and then Rhaenyra finds him sitting on the Iron Throne later. We then see him during the tourney violently beating up competitors. He wages war on the Stepstones, and after the war drags on too long, he charges headlong into battle to either die or come out as the victor. He steals a dragon egg and claims Dragonstone despite Rhaenyra being named heir to the Iron Throne. He slices off Vaemon's head in the middle of the throne room for insulting Rhaenyra and her sons. While he's not always violent, and we have seen Daemon's softer side, he has always been an agent of chaos. And when he learns of his brother's death in the Black Queen, his first question is, how did he die? From this point on, he's convinced that Alicent, Olivia Cook, and Otto Hightower, Rhys Ifans, killed Viserys and is ready to seek out revenge. Although on paper, Daemon has been the heir to Viserys, Paddy Considine, for all those years since Queen Emma, Sian Brooke, was unable to give birth to a son, in reality, he was never considered that serious. Whether it was because Otto was whispering in his ear or because he believed his brother was not ready to be heir, Viserys' decision to name his daughter as his heir must have hurt him. This is compounded in the finale when Rhaenyra mentions the Song of Ice and Fire prophecy, and it's revealed that Viserys never told Daemon about the prophecy. The scenes leading up to Daemon smothering Rhaenyra show the two characters approaching the subject of the hit from two different angles. Daemon thirsts for revenge and is ready to attack King's Landing, while Rhaenyra is more cautious, and when she meets Otto at the Dragonstone Bridge, she seems to consider her offer for a brief moment. When Otto hands over a page from a book that Rhaenyra tore up in the first episode, showing Queen Nymeria of Rhoynar, it is a message that Alicent has not forgotten her past. When Rhaenyra tells Daemon and her men to stand down, it's just another frustration for Daemon. After the scene with Otto, Rhaenyra continues to be cautious, stating that her father told her that when dragons fly to war, everything burns. She chooses to plead for unity, and when she clears the room, she reiterates to Daemon that her oath to protect the Seven Kingdoms due to the Song of Ice and Fire is beyond her personal ambition. She tells him this because she believes that Viserys told Daemon about Aegon's dream, as he told Rhaenyra after he made her heir. Not understanding this, Daemon grabs her by the throat and tells her that Viserys was a slave to his prophecies. We know this to be true because he believed himself to be a dreamer and thought that his child would sit on the Iron Throne. This led him to pressure his wife to continue her pregnancy, order the baby to be taken from her, and doubt Rhaenyra as her heir. When he lets her go, Rhaenyra realizes that she has been left out of the loop. Viserys, not sharing the prophecy with Daemon, shows that although his brother was heir in name, he did not truly see it that way. After a day of losing his brother, losing a child, planning for war, and being told that peace means his children will be Aegon's cupbearers, Rhaenyra's talk of prophecies is not what he wants to hear about. By the next scene, Daemon has gone to find Vermithor, his grandfather's dragon, leaving Rhaenyra in the council room where she gains the Valyrians' alliance and sends her sons to treat with the remaining lords of the Seven Kingdoms. When he returns to her, it's with the news that Luke, Elliot Greyhold, is dead. The moment is sad, and he even holds her hand. Emma D'Arcy spoke about the violence in an interview with Entertainment Weekly, saying it was all about grief over Viserys' death. We were both hyper-aware that that act of violence could possibly mark the shift in their relationship or dynamic. You have two people who are grieving in different ways, and perhaps Daemon's grief is less eloquently managed than Rhaenyra's, they said. But the Star also pointed out that it goes way beyond that for Rhaenyra, as it means her father actually entrusted her with the Iron Throne, even if he didn't show it. D'Arcy said, "For Rhaenyra, realizing that Daemon was never told about the prophecy is to suddenly, finally receive legitimacy, and the same message for Daemon is to be finally humiliated." She also added, "It's sort of perfect for Daemon because he can claim not to believe in this stuff. He wasn't trusted with it anyway." Daemon's reaction is so shocking because of how their contentious relationship has changed so drastically over the course of the season. It'll be interesting to see how this changes further after the death of Rhaenyra's son, Lucerys Velaryon, Elliot Greyhold, and the upcoming war with the other Targaryens. Rhaenyra and Daemon are the only ones who know the truth about the Song of Ice and Fire, as Alicent mistook Viserys' last words for the prophecy of his ancestor, Aegon the Conqueror, as confirmation that he wanted his son to be the king. Therefore, this knowledge could be an asset up his sleeve in future seasons. The finale saw a lot of things happening, including Rhaenyra learning of Viserys' death, leading to her miscarrying a stillborn child, as well as losing her son, Lucerys, during a terrible prank gone wrong with Aemon Targaryen. House of the Dragon Season 2 is expected to go on floors in 2023. And that's it for today. Did you watch the final episode of House of the Dragon? Let us know in the comments below. Click the like button if you enjoyed the video and share with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe.